Alright guys, we're getting ready to pull these out of here. The Oblivion version 1s are going to come out to prepare for things that are happening. Now you can see there's not much room to get in here, but once you get in here it's not too bad. But that's why one of my teammates is coming over. What's up, Chris?
What's going on, Gary? Or Shane? What's going on?
You can call me either one, brother. See, this is what happens when you're on a team. You got friends that come help you out.
Not sure of this. There it goes.
There you go. Sweet. We're talking about my port. Yeah, right there. Will that move any?
It'll vibrate in and out.
But you can't left to right. You can't make it move.
I can't move it at where it's connected.
All right, butt on it right there. Bang on it with your fist right there.
Yeah.
It don't move much, huh?
No, it's got that hollow knock though. You can hear it.
All right, guys, just to update you on what's going on. I haven't posted about this yet. I planned all season I was going to build a 6th order in the Tahoe. There's a few things that kind of got in my way. The main one was my physical ability to do the work. That kind of messed everything up, and the finances got a little bit wonky too, so that's not what we're going to be doing. But I always had a backup plan, and my backup plan is what we're working on now. And what I'm going to be doing is rebuilding, not rebuilding, but making some upgrades to the current wall that's in there, and some stuff that I figured out after I built it the first time, and what I could have done better on the first build. And I've also come up with some ways to fix those things that are not up to the level that I think they should be. All right, so we got to figure out a game plan as to how we're going to make this all work. Now, the idea is to reinforce the side of this port right here. Just make it nice and strong. And also to seal off the wood, because sound gets absorbed into materials, and when you're making something to do SPL and you want to be loud, the less absorbent materials you use, the better. You want an echo. You want as much echo as you can get. So if you think about a bathroom that echoes a lot, it has lots of hard materials in it, and that's where all that echo happens. That's where the sound is getting constantly reverberated between the walls and the hard surfaces. Whereas the living room with wooden walls tends to not echo at all, because that material is absorbing sound. Sheetrock even does that to an extent. So what you want is a hard, smooth surface. Well, wood is hard and kind of smooth, but it also has lots of imperfections in it, rough texture and stuff like that. All of those things actually affect how much sound you bounce off of it. So when the sound hits a surface that's uneven or textured, it generates heat. It turns the sound into heat. So the sound waves go from being a sound wave to being heat in the material. So how do we do that? There's a ton of ways that can be done. What I'm thinking about is, well, a few different things. And I've also got to consider that I've got to get in here and do that. That's not easy. So in this box, I got it all sealed, but I also added these trim pieces in there to help add just a little bit more structure, and also to seal up any potential crack that I may have missed. So it's fairly well sealed as far as air leaks are concerned, with the exception of where the wires go through over there. Those holes are tight, but they could be, I mean, they're not perfect. I've got a lot of stuff to work out in my head. I can come over about 2.5 inches before I get into the area where the subwoofer has to seal.
So I got this piece of PVC pipe. Its cross section's a little bigger than 2.5. No, that's just about exactly what it is. So that could in theory work.
Thing is, I don't know how exactly I would attach it. I mean,
The surface, once I cut this in half, the surface area I've been gluing to is here and here. Not a whole lot of surface area. I don't know. So the port is around 30 inches. I want to go 31 inches. Go a little bit above the port on both sides. So I need to cut a 31-inch piece out of this and then build a jig to allow me to run a skill saw down it, then flip it over, and then run a skill saw down it again to cut it in half.
Hold up, gotta crank this bass up, quake the ground and slam dunk, hitting like a Mack truck, rolling hard, power on, dropping like a hurricane. Man, this track is so insane. Big subwoofers bring the pain, rolling hard. Got a little bit of bass in my country. Kick drum, I'ma keep it running. Pretty lady in the cab beside me, living life right where I wanna be, Stand up, moshing to this bass song, hitting like a cannonball, slam your ass into a wall, rolling hard, power on, blowing like a hurricane. Man, this song is so insane. Big subwoofers bring the pain, rolling hard.
All right, that jig worked out pretty good. These are about as straight as you could ask for. The only thing is, the saw chipped a little bit. Just a little bit. Not much though. So they look pretty good. We just got to clean them up now. Now I'm taking apart the jig and working on repurposing it for to hold my pieces in place so I can sand everything. That's what we're working on now. I got to figure out what pieces to use where. See if I can hold it in place good enough for you guys to see it. That's what we're doing right there. Right up against that edge. That should be pretty close right there. I think that's going to work out really nice. Look at the other side. You guys won't be able to see this one as good, but it looks exactly the same as the other side. That's huge. I love it.
From all through the streets, got that bass on blast. Every note hits hard, systems built to last.
I mean, one option would be to tape these two together and fill the whole thing with expandofoam and then try to trim it out to where the expandofoam was flat, more or less. Then sand it down to where it is flat, and thus creating a solid piece. These big bad jokers are sold. Guy's coming to get them this afternoon. The other two, he's already got 2 of them. And I got the 4 version 2s on the way to the house. So things are going to get real up in here. Sometimes designing this stuff in my head, well, is usually easy. Turning it into a physical thing is not always easy. And then physically getting in there and applying it is a whole other level on top of that. My brain has had years and years of experience building stuff. My body has too, but unfortunately my body also has a lot of problems. So there's that. Okay, this little strip here fits nice and flat in here. I mean, I could just do that. And then I could also do the expandofoam too. Just cut it in 4 pieces and put each piece down a little bit from the end. That would give enough structure. Or I could get 2 more, get another piece cut the same length, the same thickness. I think I have enough scrap around here to do that with.
whisper. Rolling through the streets, got that bass on blast. Every note hits hard, systems built to last. Rustical slamming, crafting beats so clean. Handing out demos and making them green. Shaking the walls, you can't escape. Reaching for the handle to evacuate. Lithium's the key, more power to the max. Hit the gas, turn it up, let's unleash the tracks. Lithium power after hour. From the ground up, it's built with pride. Every amp is a monster in this crazy ride. Subwoofers pounding, it's a wall of sound. Bass tornado and it's shaking the ground. Bass lines thumping, it's a musical beast. That door handle stays just out of your reach. My trunk's like a nightclub, clear and loud. Trunk thunder, lithium, strong and proud.
I've got to attach them, the two things together, so that they stay one thing, you know. And then we can start working on the one thing to making it perfect, and eventually put it in the Tahoe. All right, guys, I just remembered that I had some of this stuff. A and B resin. We'll build dams and make a resin pond. All right, we've done our preliminary sanding, and now we're going to mix up some of this epoxy, pour around this.
Well guys, now all we got to do is wait, because that two-part epoxy, even though I mixed it a little bit hot, it takes like 12 hours before it does literally anything. That stuff has an incredibly long work time, which also means it takes forever to set up, but it does set up strong. So we'll see how it goes.